Hello, people. Now, obviously, this isn't a normal thumbnail. There's not a normal title. This isn't a normal video. No book this week, because this week in my family there was a major medical event. That's what we'll call it. I.e., Monday morning, essentially, my mom has a stroke. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, a stroke is when a clot of some sorts, a blood clot or some other thing that can block a blood vessel, makes its way up into the brain, stops blood flow. Brain being the processor for all of your stuff, anything can then start shutting off. Things that work start to not work. This is what was happening. The symptoms are typically a droop, loss of motor function, excessive yawning. If any of these start to happen, obviously take it extremely seriously. Now, I'll go through sort of the quick version of this and explain why I don't seem, horribly distraught. We get her, luckily, to a hospital within 10, 12 minutes. Not much longer after that. Again, thankfully, crack medical people do the tests they need to do to then give her what they call an extremely powerful anti-coagulant to break up said blood clot and hopefully get everything moving. It was so bad, she, just on the shot alone, she couldn't get out of the ICU for 2 days. Just because 24 hours. They don't want you moving because, you're not going to clot normally. And what they call that is the golden hour. If you can get someone medical treatment for a stroke within that first hour, things can really look up for as bad as they can get. And I say for as bad as they can get because I think even with that, it can still be atrociously bad. Again, it's your brain, it's the processor. If it loses blood flow, then functions of the body no longer function. Breathing, heart, eyes, arms, memory, you name it. And I'm not distraught because she went into the hospital Monday, walked out Wednesday. Minor miracle. Yes? Minor miracle. She's not 100%, but when the week starts like that, you're about 100 miles down the road of where you thought you'd end up being. Obviously. And sort of in that mode, I couldn't read. I couldn't do it. You need a certain amount of suspension of disbelief to get anything out of a book. They're just words. They're just little pictures on a page, and I just could not do it. So, no book this week. Now, some people will say, that I don't have to make this video. No one's owed this explanation. Medical takes precedent. I'm like, yes, these are all true, but it's not that I think I owe anyone. It's more, I think anybody watching, if you're taking time to watch these videos, silly as they may be or not, then I think that you deserve an explanation. And I could have not posted, I suppose, and then just come back and acted like it was something else, but I don't see much need or benefit in dishonesty in this regard. For the way this sort of works, if I'm not being honest, then, there's no real point to it. It's my honest opinions on these books. This is the honest truth of what happened in my life. Now, there's not a lot of other personal stuff on this channel. Again, not for any subterranean reason. Just that, nothing happens in my life. I'm like a hobbit. No adventures whatsoever. Not saying this was an adventure, but just to explain that, there was no video this week. I'm going to try again Monday. And I'm a little beside myself, honestly, that I can sit and think about just, recommitting to this hobby of a channel, essentially, when such a major event started so short a time ago. It really, and if anyone else has people they know who've had a stroke, or you do some research on it, don't think I don't know how unbelievably fortunate the situation ended up for me. I say me, but my people, right? My person, my mom. I'm very aware. Not how you want to start a week, ever. Extremely serious. And that's all. I mean, take those symptoms serious if you know anyone, see anyone. I mean, just a coworker. If you see a coworker acting this way, run a red light. You know what I mean? It's very serious. But I was very lucky. Okay, people. Like I said, I'm gonna try again Monday. If it doesn't roll, I'm not gonna try and force it. I'll just post another update here. Okay. I guess I'll talk to you next week. I'm not editing this or anything. I'm gonna just post it like this.